That's my lady, so it's like I'm proud of that. So it's like I'm not sitting here trying to juggle like how can I keep this under wraps. That's why I really started to like really fall for her, was how genuine she is around just like friends, family.
All right, buckle up, Swifties and football fans alike, because we're about to dive into a story that's juicier than any pregame gossip. We all see the headlines now. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the power couple dominating the world, seemingly effortlessly in love. They're jet-setting, cheering each other on, and basically living the dream. But what if I told you that behind all the perfect Instagram posts and stadium PDA, their love story actually began with a bit of a lot of a stumble? We're talking awkward silences, potential misunderstandings, and maybe even a cringe-worthy moment or two. For the first time ever, Taylor is opening up about her very first meeting with Travis Kelce. And let me tell you, it's not the fairy tale beginning you might expect. Forget the instant spark and the love at first sight vibes. According to Taylor herself, the first time she met Travis Kelce, it was a disaster. Get ready for the details, because this is a story you absolutely don't want to miss. But before we get into it, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to never miss out on any new videos. It's free and helps us tremendously bring out new content for your enjoyment. All right, let's rewind a bit and set the scene. It's 2023, Taylor Swift is dominating the world with her Eras tour, and fresh off a whirlwind romance, or situationship, as the internet so lovingly dubbed it, with Maddie Healy. Meanwhile, over in Kansas City, Travis Kelce is busy being a Super Bowl winning tight end for the Chiefs. Now, Taylor's tour brings her to Kansas City, playing a show right in Travis's backyard at the Chiefs' stadium. And Travis, being the charismatic and confident guy he is, decides he's going to try and meet her. He even comes prepared with a friendship bracelet, a total Swiftie move. But here's the catch. Taylor, being the ultimate professional, is laser focused on her performance and doesn't do meet and greets before or after the show to save her voice. So, Travis's plan to personally deliver the bracelet hits a snag. But Travis Kelce isn't one to give up easily. Instead of just shrugging it off, he does something totally unexpected. He takes to his podcast, New Heights, which he co-hosts with his brother Jason, and puts Taylor on blast. Now, on blast might sound harsh, but it's all in good fun. He basically laments that he couldn't give her the friendship bracelet and that he was disappointed she doesn't chat with fans. It's a bold move, a public declaration of interest, and a little bit cheeky. He's essentially saying, "Hey Taylor, I was there, I tried, but you were too busy being amazing." And here's the kicker. It worked. Taylor actually heard the podcast and, get this, she liked it. She later confessed to Time that Travis's call-out, her words, not mine, was a significant factor in them getting together. She even said she thought it was metal as hell, which, let's be honest, is high praise coming from Taylor Swift. So, a missed friendship bracelet, a public podcast shout-out, and a dash of metal as hell attitude, that's the unlikely recipe for the beginning of one of the most talked about celebrity romances of our time. Talk about a plot twist. Who knew a podcast could be the new dating app? Okay, so after the whole podcast shout-out situation, things started moving pretty quickly. We're talking probably around the beginning of August, and suddenly, Taylor and Travis are hanging out. But here's the sneaky part. They managed to keep it totally under wraps for a while. Taylor even said she's super grateful for that time because they actually got to know each other without the whole world watching and dissecting every move. Can you imagine the pressure of dating someone with that level of fame? Then comes September 24th, 2023, the day the internet basically exploded. Taylor shows up at a Kansas City Chiefs game, decked out in red, cheering on Travis like the ultimate supportive girlfriend. Now, a lot of people assumed that was their first date, right? The big public debut of Trailer, or whatever clever couple name you prefer. But Taylor's setting the record straight. We would never be psychotic enough to hard launch a first date. She's basically saying, come on guys, we're not that crazy. By the time she was spotted at that game, they were already officially a couple. So all those pictures and videos of her cheering him on, that wasn't a first date spectacle, that was a genuine girlfriend supporting her boyfriend. It's a subtle but important distinction, and it just goes to show that even in the age of constant social media, some things are still kept private, at least for a little while. But think about it, that could have gone so wrong. Imagine if Taylor wasn't as cool and down to earth as she seems. What if she was super private and didn't appreciate him talking about her on his podcast? It could have been a total PR disaster. People could have accused him of trying to use her fame, or of being entitled and thinking he deserved her attention. The whole thing could have blown up in his face, making him look like he was trying to force something that wasn't there. The fact that Taylor actually took it well and seemed to find it funny is huge. If she'd reacted differently, we'd be talking about a completely different story, and probably not a very positive one for Travis. It really highlights how much her reaction shaped the whole narrative. All right, so we've heard Taylor's side of the story, but now Travis is finally chiming in. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, talk about a classy way to spill the tea, he's opening up about those early days with Taylor, and get this, he's revealing how their first official date actually came to be. Apparently, it wasn't just a random, hey, let's grab coffee kind of thing. There was some serious planning involved. But here's the interesting part. Travis says that by the time they actually met up in person for their first date in New York, they had already kind of been talking. So it wasn't like they were complete strangers meeting for the first time. They'd already established some kind of connection, which, according to Travis, meant he wasn't nervous about finding a spark between them. He was confident they'd hit it off, which, let's be honest, is a pretty good sign for a first date. It sounds like they were already building a foundation before they even met face to face, which might explain why they seemed so comfortable and natural together from the get-go. So the podcast shout-out wasn't just a random act of flirting. It was the start of something real. I knew we could have a nice dinner and, like, a conversation, and what goes from there will go from there, Travis, 34, said. His inner circle, on the other hand, was a bit nervous. Everybody around me telling me, don't FK this up, and me sitting here saying, yeah, got it, he added. So Travis and Taylor actually went on a date and it went well. Score. But even after that initial win, Travis was still majorly stressed. I mean, can you even imagine the pressure cooker he was in? The media went absolutely bonkers over them, like a frenzy of speculation and paparazzi shots. And Travis, being a regular guy suddenly thrust into this mega celebrity spotlight, was terrified of putting his foot in his mouth and ruining everything. He even confessed that his biggest, constant worry was accidentally saying anything, that would make Taylor bolt. He was walking a tightrope, constantly second-guessing himself, meticulously choosing his words to avoid saying something that would push her away. You can just picture him overthinking every single interview, every casual conversation, right? It's gotta be incredibly nerve-wracking dating someone that famous, knowing that anything he said, even a seemingly innocent comment, could end up plastered all over the internet, dissected and analyzed by millions. He was probably walking on eggshells, trying to be the perfect boyfriend, the supportive partner, and not mess up this incredible whirlwind romance that was just starting to blossom. Talk about a high-stakes relationship. He was basically trying to navigate a minefield of potential missteps, all while trying to be himself and enjoy the ride. It's a wonder he didn't develop a permanent case of anxiety, but he didn't do it all alone. He had a lot of people from her camp helping him out. There were definitely people she knew that knew who I was, in her corner, who said, "Yo, did you know he was coming?" Travis revealed, adding that he was then contacted by someone on Taylor's team to put the pop star in touch with him. "She told me exactly what was going on and how I got lucky enough to get her to reach out," he said. But all's well that ends well, right? The two are absolutely in love now. So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you liked this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.